Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we're going to talk brown sugar and what happened. So, this is not the video I planned on making today, but what happened was I went to get the brown sugar for the next recipe you're going to see, because I really want to make that recipe, and I didn't have any. Like, none. There was just this empty bag of brown sugar. And I was like, well, I really don't want to go to the store right now. So what can I do to make brown sugar? I did a little research, and brown sugar realistically started off its life as sugar. When they process sugar, they dehydrate the sugar juice from a sugar cane, they spin it out in a centrifuge, and they try to get out as much as of the molasses that's in the sugar. Now this is oversimplified. I want to stress this, oversimplified version of this. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting, but what exactly can I do to make my own brown sugar? And it's not that difficult. So if you don't have brown sugar for something, you really can do this. Now, let's talk about sugar to begin with. I use raw sugar. Raw sugar is supposed to be less refined than normal sugar. As you can see from the color, it's not the bleached and everything sugar. Then what you can do is, if you are using like regular sugar, the white table sugar, which is fine. If you want to use that, feel free. I am not here to judge you on that one. That's absolutely fine. This will work pretty much the same. But if you have regular sugar and you're trying to figure out, what can I do? How can I make this into brown sugar? You have to ask yourself, well, what is brown sugar? Well, brown sugar is literally just sugar that has more molasses in it. In fact, store-bought brown sugar has a tendency to have, or is supposed to have 3.5 to 6% molasses in it, depending upon if it is dark brown sugar or light brown sugar. This recipe is super simple. It will help you for those moments, because let's face it, how often do you use brown sugar? I personally do not use it that much, but this is to make light brown sugar. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of molasses and put this into 1 cup of sugar. Now you can use, like I said, white sugar or raw sugar. That's fine. Put that off to the side. Then I'm going to take my fork. I would suggest using a fork for this. And we're going to mix. Now, one of the things to think about with brown sugar, think about how brown sugar is like. It's really moist, and it's fluffy. It can become pretty hard. But like I said, it's one of those things that I rarely ever have on hand, because it's just not something I use that often. Now, if you want to make dark brown sugar, you can do that. All you're going to need is to double the amount of molasses. So instead of 1 tablespoon of molasses, you're going to use 2 tablespoons of molasses per cup of sugar. That is really wonderful. I'm not even sure I will ever buy brown sugar again now. Once you have that all mixed up, you have brown sugar. Now, if you are using white sugar, it will come out a lot lighter than this, because remember, I started off with raw sugar, which still has some of the molasses in it. Raw sugar is usually less processed than white sugar. Well, we know it's less processed, but it will give you that wonderful, here's a cup of brown sugar. And I absolutely love this, simply because I can then use it for everything. And there is a recipe I do have coming up for this. This is one of those quick things that you can make up for yourself. Now, if you use a lot of brown sugar, is it easy to keep brown sugar on hand? Oh yeah, it really is easy to keep brown sugar on hand. But I can mix this up as I need it, use it, and then I can go. Well, let me know down in the comments what you thought about this, because realistically, this is what brown sugar is. If you read the package of brown sugar, it will tell you that it is sugar and molasses. Well, let me know down in the comments if you make this, and I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.